Do you love Danville, Virginia just as much as we do? Still thinking about making the move here, and you're wondering, is there still opportunity in Danville? Did I miss the wave with Caesars Casino coming into town? What's the crime rate like? Is it still a good idea to move to Danville in 2022? If so, what investment opportunities are there in the city and in the county? Well, today we have the unique opportunity to speak with Assistant City Attorney Ryan Dodson. We're going to go over and discuss all of these topics, and we're going to get after it right now. Hey everybody, this is David Totten in Danville, Virginia, and I'm sitting here today and have the unique pleasure to speak with the Assistant City Attorney, Mr. Ryan Dodson. So Ryan, you want to tell everybody who you are, where you're from, where you've been, and coming back to Danville.
Hey everybody, my name is Ryan Dodson. I'm an Assistant City Attorney for the City of Danville. I specialize mostly in real estate matters, and so I've had a lot of opportunities to meet with David here as far as finding properties that are available for investors, and working with other realtors and finding new homes for people interested in moving to Danville. I was born and raised here, went away to college and law school for a decade, never thought I was coming back, and then one day I decided to, and it was probably the best decision I ever made. I love my hometown. It is so much better than it used to be. The past reputation doesn't do it justice. It's wonderful to live here, and I'm very happy to be here and to let other people know about how great it is to live in Danville.
So Ryan, thanks for the intro, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the viewers today will be interested in the real estate market, about what's going on in Danville, the opportunities here. So let's start off by talking about the city of Danville as a whole, because you mentioned past reputation versus what it is today.
Right.
So let's talk about that, because I get a lot of comments about, is Danville safe? I hear XYZ about Danville. How true is it?
Right.
And being an agent, I can only speak on data, but with you being the Assistant City Attorney, can you give us, from your perspective, what the landscape of Danville is as far as those safety concerns people have?
Absolutely. Certainly in the past there were some incidents when with I believe gangs, and thankfully through wonderful coordination between federal, state, and local law enforcement, most of the people involved with that are in jail now. We walk the streets safely. I know the data that has come out in the last couple of years shows a dramatic drop in violent crime in the city, to the point where it really isn't an issue. I have several friends that live within walking distance of myself. I walk to and from their house, at night, no protection, and it's not even like a factor in my mind that it's unsafe here. It's very safe. The data kind of reflects that now. And I think a lot of people are realizing that too, because related to that, our real estate market is up almost 33% year over year from the last year. I think a lot of people have realized that, internet rumors really aren't fact. Right. And the city of Danville is on the upswing. And with that, there's a lot of opportunities to kind of make money while in the same process bringing up the city and restoring it to what, in my opinion, is its truthful former glory.
Yes, sir. So with those opportunities, everybody knows that Caesars Casino is coming to town. They had their official groundbreaking ceremony on this $600 million project last week.
Right.
So outside of Caesars, what else can people get excited about as far as economic opportunity in the city?
So while Caesars is certainly a good boom for the city, we're very happy that that is happening, because that's going to represent a lot of investment in sort of kind of the cultural community. We have a lot of other opportunities too. Just in the past few years, we've had Morgan Olson, the truck manufacturer, move here. they're still hiring because of how many jobs they need to fill Amazon truck orders. The Berry Hill Mega Park, I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but if you're not out there, we have one of the largest unused mega parks for industrial development, on the East Coast. We're very close to attracting, I think, some very big prospects. It's massive and it's perfectly situated for high-tech future industrial work. Other than that, we have a lot of other similar types of jobs like advanced manufacturing, precision machinery, and a lot of other kind of jobs of the future. And so, when I left here in 2009, 2010, recession was going on. Our factories had been closing, and it didn't seem like there was a bright future for Danville. And it's like night and day. I don't see that anymore. It's exciting every day coming into work, and we find out more job prospects. We get a lot more investment. We have a lot more people interested in kind of building up the community and coming here. And it's been great to see. And so I think there are a lot of economic prospects for people who might be looking at moving to Danville.
Awesome. So we have a big event coming up this week on Thursday. And it's a housing summit.
Right.
Can you go into detail about what
Sure.
that summit will be about and what people can expect?
So the Housing Summit's been organized by our Economic Development Department here at the city, and it will be taking place at the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research, which is just a wonderful resource we have in the community that looks at a lot of scientific advancements, not just in agriculture, but in other areas as well. But this particular conference will be about housing opportunities in the city as far as investment into new housing. We're looking at marketing several very large tracts of land that are perfect kind of for subdivision into a bunch of different houses, rather than just spot development of one house here or there. While that is useful, this housing summit is going to kind of feature 100-acre tracts of land with the goal of getting entirely new neighborhoods. And so we're hoping we'll have even nicer neighborhoods with newer housing that would be available for persons interested in coming here as well. While our existing housing stock is still great and good opportunity for investment or for living, we're also interested in having larger and newer homes and entire neighborhoods devoted to that. So I do believe that the Housing Summit will do a good job of kind of marketing that. It's also going to show you, if you are interested in investing in the city, opportunities for cost sharing, grants, communication, and working with us at the city, because there are a lot of opportunities and programs we have to kind of incentivize that, because we love attracting new people here. And so the Housing Summit will be a good opportunity for those interested in learning about this to get involved kind of at the ground floor. Danville's still growing, and I expect us to grow a lot more.
Right.
And so we're still kind of at the entry level here.
And that's going to be August the 18th, I believe, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and that's an all-day event.
It's an all-day event, and highly recommend it. A lot of efforts being put in to kind of broadcast everything, but there'll be incentive lists, there'll be vendors, there'll be marketing of land. And I know we've recently acquired through our Industrial Development Authority several large tracts of land that are specifically for future home development. And this is all public information. It's just a lot of people don't think to ask. And so we really like kind of getting the word out there that there are opportunities for investment here in Danville.
Okay, so switching gears a little bit as far as housing. And we know the Housing Summit is going to bring developers, surveyors, and everybody that's involved in real estate. Now, when we're switching gears talking about the opportunities coming to Danville, a lot of people are thinking the short-term housing.
Right.
So can you touch on
Sure.
What that process is here locally and how people can get started in that?
Yeah, so we do have laws in place to allow for both I guess we call them homestays, where maybe you have an extra room in your house and you'd like to let that out. But we also have opportunities for like Airbnb and short-term rentals, as far as if you own a home you're not living in, and maybe you want to rent it out on the weekend to someone who's coming to a race. One of the things about Danville is we're situated between 3 or 4 very big racetracks, and we get a lot of race fans here. And so we do have a process through our zoning division that I think it's straightforward. You basically just go on a registry, pay like a $50 fee, and I think that's more or less like the bulk of what you have to do in order to go use your home as an Airbnb. But so short-term home rentals are an option if you're interested in investing in the city. You're wondering, well, what can I do with this house if I don't intend to live here and I don't intend to maybe flip it immediately? And so as far as passive income, as far as long-term kind of investment opportunities, there's a lot of that going on. I think there'll be only a greater need of that going forward with the casino, as you have people maybe making weekend trips. Maybe they don't want to stay on site in the hotel. Maybe they want to save their money for the slot machines or the table games. And so I think there are a lot of opportunities for investment in that as well.
Okay. Another point on the housing is I get calls from clients, whether they want to relocate here or invest here, and they're interested in kind of the auction type properties. So can you speak on the auction process?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So in the city of Danville, we've been basically having about 2 real estate auctions a year at minimum. Because we did have some troubled times in the past, there are a lot of tax distressed property in the city. And I think those represent one of the best areas for investment in real estate in the city. I think this past month in July, we sold off about 30 vacant lots in the city, including several like within a couple blocks of where the casino will be.
Okay.
And some of these lots we're talking about you're barely paying anything for. And I think that's a good way if you are interested kind of, getting in at the ground level of investment. You could get a lot for a couple $100. That's what we're talking about. You could get land for a couple of $100 in Danville and make money off of it. And then we have homes coming up most likely in November, December. And we have a lot of those too, because we did have a period of time where a lot of people weren't paying taxes.
Right.
And so our goal is to get a lot of these tax distressed properties back onto the tax rolls. And if you come and you buy a property, everything gets wiped out. It's free and clear for you. So you're taking it as though you bought it from a professional. No liens, no taxes, no anything. But it's a really good way of getting properties like that below market rate, and the city's happy with you because we're at least getting something for it. It puts it back on the tax rolls, and you're most likely going to invest in it because you paid for it. So that happens at least twice a year. We use a group, Taxing Authority Consulting Services, or TACS. I recommend anyone who's interested in notification, you can sign up online for tax auction notice, and they will email you a list. And it's a great opportunity for kind of preliminary investment. Maybe you don't want to build a house, maybe you don't want to buy a huge house that you might not be able to flip. But if you're interested in kind of more affordable investment opportunities, our tax auctions are great. They happen in City Hall in the City Council chamber, and I think the last few auctions we've sold every single property that came up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's a great opportunity, and I would recommend anyone interested sign up online at taxva.com.
Now, TACS is not TAX, correct?
Correct. TACS, and they are a group of lawyers out of Richmond who handle tax auctions for local governments, but they're a very professional firm, and you can sign up by region and area if you want, like not just for the city, but maybe the surrounding counties. They'll give you notice of those auctions as well, because maybe you have some investments in the city, but you also want to look maybe kind of in the surrounding counties, maybe at larger farm areas. A lot of opportunities in the county as well, and so we would definitely recommend you look into that.
Now, can you speak on the community impact that it has when these properties are purchased versus just letting them sit without gathering any kind of income or anything?
There are clusters in the city that we've identified, and we're working on getting them settled, but it's just a sink as far as resources and kind of, community we have areas where it seems like no one's paid taxes in decades, and those tend to be the most distressed. And when we sell them at auction, it's injecting new life into the area. We've had people who've been able to get lots very affordably, which means they're able to build housing more affordably than if they were trying to look somewhere else.
Right.
Some cases, people have been able to buy, half a block. When you have 3 or 4 properties in a row and you're a good property owner, like, that's going to bring up the entire neighborhood, and that's going to bring up the value of your investment as well. Tax assessed values go up, and the city is more than willing to work with you because you're in a lot of ways doing us a favor. Our mayor always likes to talk about we love partnerships with the private sector, and so we love when investors come in and do good, and that's what a lot of investors have been doing with these properties. They've been getting, whether it's at the tax auction, or sometimes you can find people and buy them directly. People who may be having issues, paying their taxes or whatever. Sometimes they just want to sell. They could be air property. There's a lot of that around here, and like I said, it really is like night and day, seeing investors get the property, turn it around, and then the assessment value almost doubles. It's wonderful to see.
Awesome. Well, just a couple more questions for you.
Sure.
And we'll wrap up. A lot of people also enjoy the outdoors.
Oh yeah.
And I know we have an amazing Parks and Rec department here in the city. Can you speak on what they're doing?
Absolutely.
Some of the updates that they're gonna look forward to making in the city?
Oh, sure, definitely. So I'm an Eagle Scout myself. I love the outdoors. The City of Danville, one of the things we did have a good reputation for before our turnaround, not only the river, but our mountain biking trails, hiking trails. We have a lot of scenic outdoor beauty around here.
Yes. And
it's only getting better. Currently, the Parks Department is working on what they call their Park Equity Plan, where we're kind of building up parks in sort of underserved areas, and then we're connecting them by kind of trail corridors.
So that's awesome.
You'll be able to walk or bike to almost any park in the city from any other park in the city.
Wow.
And we're connecting that to our existing trails along the river. Our Riverwalk Trail is gorgeous. And our mountain biking trails have won awards in the past for being very comprehensive, very great. We have good fishing here, it comes with the river, but we have a lot of good outdoor scenic recreation. We have, the Danville Otterbots. We do have, minor league wood bat baseball. We have a lot of tennis courts. We have basketball courts. We have basically all the standard stuff like that. We have got golf courses, and it's nice to see more people interested in the outdoors. And so it's great that we haven't neglected that here. We have a lot of opportunities for that here. And so there is a lot to do if you like scenic recreation, outdoor recreation. And so there's definitely that to consider.
Awesome. Well, I get a lot of comments, like I said, that there's not a lot to do in Danville, but everything that we have just talked about proves that there's tons to do here. You just, like I said, and you mentioned it before, that it's just not shared a lot, or people just don't know.
Everyone, and see, I was guilty of it, everyone that I graduated with in high school was down on Danville. That was the popular thing to do. Danville doesn't have this. I'm never coming back to Danville. And it was just a feedback loop. Right. But when you actually look at the evidence, it's not true. I didn't think I was coming back here, and I did. And I love it here. I never would have gotten here if I hadn't been willing to kind of ignore that nonsense and actually look for myself.
Right.
And I think being away for a while is what helped me, because when I came back, it really did see dramatically different than when I left.
Yes, sir.
It really has been a turnaround story, and it's great to see. You know, it's my hometown. I do love it. And so it's great to see that we're not at the bottom anymore.
Yes, sir. So Danville is definitely is on the come up. We have tons of opportunity, tons of projects. Again, Mr. Ryan Dodson, Assistant City Attorney for the City of Danville, Virginia. Can you tell everybody, if they need to get in touch with you, how they can do so? Whether it's email, phone, website?
Sure. Yeah, so I'm down here at City Hall. If you happen to live in the area, you want to see me, I work on the second floor of City Hall. But if you want to email me, my email address is dodsocr@danvilleva.gov. And I try to respond to emails as quickly as I can. But even if it's just to try to find someone to connect to, otherwise in the city, I'll do my best, because we have a lot of willing people in the city government who love to work with potential investors, people who are interested maybe in coming here, to find them opportunities, find them their dream home. I know there's an entire neighborhood, the historic Old West End district in the city.
Yes, sir.
10 years ago, it was nothing but old vacant houses that were falling down. Now every house is occupied by a homeowner, not a renter, by a homeowner. And these are Victorian homes, 120 years old, that have been restored and rehabbed. It's been amazing seeing people kind of find their dream Victorian home for almost nothing. Like, it is a great investment opportunity to look to Danville right now.
Okay, now, speaking of the Old West End, I get calls from clients who love those houses, but they have a primary residence in another city or another state. Is there opportunity for them to say purchase one of those houses as a second or vacation home?
Oh, certainly. See, when we were running the program for the Old West End a few years ago, the neighborhoods were vacant, and so we wanted to prioritize actual home ownership. We didn't want, like, someone to come in just to put tenants in or to cut it up and turn them into like duplexes, quadplexes. Right now, you'll still be able to buy a home in the Old West End if you want one. We've basically run out of our inventory that we were selling. But there still are plenty of properties available, which means, yeah, if you want it as a second home, a vacation home, that's certainly an opportunity too.
Okay.
And so, I'd encourage it. If you love old homes, it's amazing what you find here. Some of the mantelpieces that have been left intact in some of these houses, just gorgeous. And one of the best things we have right now for the Old West End is we have a brand new kind of a QR marker program, where a lot of the houses now, and it's great seeing the kids out there like it's Pokemon Go. You can scan with your phone and you get the entire history of the house and the people who lived in it, as well as their historical connection to the city of Danville. So it's almost like a game. How many houses can I scan and learn about? And so almost every house in the Old West End has history.
Yes, sir.
And so it's great being able to broadcast that. And so if you love history, you love old homes, I would certainly recommend you look into that as well.
Okay. Well, again, Mr. Dodson, thank you for your time. Pleasure chatting with you today. If this is your first time to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, so you'll be the first to learn about the market here in Danville. If you need to get in touch with Mr. Dodson, his contact information will be below in the description. And until we see you in the next video, take care. God bless. Mr. Dodson, thank you.
Always a pleasure, David.
Y'all take care. Bye-bye now.